A very emotional Sadhu spoke to the people really who all week have been saying that he is the one responsible for their pain and suffering for the first time. He stood up, he took a few breaths, looked at the judge, and then addressed them saying, "I can't imagine what you are going through, what you have been through," saying that he took their most valuable things away from them. He got outside the driver's side window saying he looked out and he was confused and he could hear the kids crying. And when he said that, really everyone in the room just started crying.
Wow.
But, you know, her parents obviously emotional, saying that they had planned to walk her down the aisle as a bride. Instead, they carried her down the aisle in a closed casket. They also spoke, though, of forgiveness, saying that their family is pretty broken from this tragedy and that the only way they'll find peace is through forgiveness. So it's going to be really interesting to see what she decides. Of course, the Crown in this case has asked for a 10-year prison sentence followed by a 10-year driving ban, while the defense didn't offer a suggested sentence today. Sadhu's lawyer, Mark Brayford, just saying that Sadhu knows that everyone wants justice in this and he's really ready to accept any sentence that comes his way. Now, for each charge of dangerous driving causing bodily harm, Sadhu could face up to 10 years in prison, and for dangerous driving causing death, he could face up to 14 years in prison, and he will be in a Saskatchewan courtroom next week. The Humboldt Broncos president did say today that this is a strong and resilient community, and although difficult, they will bounce back. For the last couple of hours, really, there's been a steady stream of vehicles into the parking lot here. Behind me, there's a lineup formed to get inside, and people continue to file in, hundreds filing in. Many of them are wearing their Humboldt Broncos jersey. Hours before the vigil even began, hundreds upon hundreds of people began filing in to the Elgar Peterson Arena to honor and remember those who died and to pray for the survivors. And I should mention that just over 5% of the health budget is going towards mental health services and supports, and the government says it hopes to increase that to 7% in the future. Chantel, Heather? Walking through the streets of Saskatoon in 2018, there's really no shortage of support for the LGBTQ community. Everything from business storefronts to schoolyards to even the streets themselves. And according to Tourism Saskatoon, our city even boasts the second largest pride flag in the world. When responding to a fire out here at Greenbrier, while there may not be fire hydrants as frequently placed as there are in the city, there are two at the entrance of the development. There's also this pump house with this wall hydrant. Trucks can attach here to fill up and maintain a continuous flow of water. So then what are you supposed to do with your soiled rags? Well, according to Battalion Chief Riley, you're supposed to put them in a metal container with a lid, cutting off the oxygen supply. Sawitsky believes that the time capsule is out there somewhere, and he's urging anyone who knows anything to come forward. He says if and when it resurfaces, the village will invite everyone back to celebrate. While Saskatoon Transit says it's always open to suggestions on improving the overall transit experience, it says it's not really considering hiring a celebrity anytime soon. CTV News reached out to Correctional Service Canada for an on-camera interview and to film inside the facility. Both requests were denied. However, it did provide an emailed response saying that bullying is not tolerated and management takes the issue, quote, very seriously, and that it is committed to restoring a positive workplace. Ashley Field, CTV News, Saskatoon.